Welcome to the Salt Circle Podcast. My name is Hank. With me is Ben.
Yo.
Hi. Here to talk about the Sailor Moon manga, Acts 1 through 14, which covers the same amount of story as the anime we watched.
Yeah. It was also, conveniently, it was 2 volumes. I forget, are you rolling the Eternal edition? Is that what
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing I found as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think in, like, the regular volumes, it would have been, like the last chapter we did would have been in volume 3.
Ugh.
Because fuck you.
Gross.
to get people to fucking buy them or whatever.
Yeah. God forbid.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised. Like, my worry was that it was going to be too much of the same, not enough difference,
Sure.
and not enough, like, not like drawing quality, but, like, not enough interesting art to, like, keep me invested. And instead, it was, like, from, like, almost page 1, like, it was just, like, different enough, and I was like, oh, okay, this is, like, really interesting, actually. It kind of did it's like the same effect of like Lord of the Rings book versus film, where it's like I love both of these things in completely different ways.
Sure.
I
was pretty confident it would be good because of after doing the Codename Sailor V manga.
Yeah,
Set a good precedent for me with Naoko Takeuchi's work. She's fucking good.
you weren't kidding. Shit fucking bumps along. They move. Yes. Holy shit.
Well, so it's interesting. Like, it kind of comes out around the same rate as the anime. This manga only runs it ran in a monthly magazine. So this was only coming out once a month compared to something like Dragon Ball, I think was weekly. So you like the manga and the anime are running in sequence. Like, they are on the same pace. It's just there are like 4 episodes of the anime to every chapter of manga. It's kind of weird. Like the manga feels like a little prestige-y in that way. Although it is like the big thing is it's like 90% plot compared to
it's
what the anime
so much
is.
Fucking plot. It also the big thing that I noticed that made me super happy was like it fixed a lot of the stuff I didn't like about Tuxedo Mask. Like,
sure.
Her being like, "Whoa, you're a middle school student?" He's like, "Middle school? Fucking idiot. Try high school. You're 2." Like, that was nice. But man, I'm still like so shocked as to how much they cut out. I'm slightly disappointed though. We didn't there's no outfits. There's not as much there's not as much like character interaction and just like silliness.
And just hanging out,
Yeah.
That's the thing like that I super miss.
See,
and like Rhett Butler.
I mean, Rhett Butler, that's, no, some of the villain designs that are just so sick, like, those are cool. But, that's what kind of makes it great, because then you have, like, the anime, they're not, like, stepping on each other's toes. Like, I can have both of these things and, like, enjoy them completely on their own.
No, and the thing about like reading the manga just fucking flies when you read it. Like,
oh my god, it's
you just
so fast.
You just pulled forward by the nose the whole time. It's just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
So you don't even really when you don't even really stop to think about that, like you're not getting as much characterization or whatever, because it kind of doesn't matter because you're kind of just like fucking we're on the ride and we're fucking moving.
Yeah. Totally.
And it looks fucking pretty.
Dude, so many of like I love the silly drawings and whatever else, but like so many of the I guess I don't know the proper term, like the character portraits, like when they're spiking the camera or whatever, so to speak. they just look so nice. Like they're literally just like drawn very pretty, and I just really like the effect it had. Like it felt like a more serious thing, which was kind of nice.
Sure.
Got some great panels. Fucking, I sent you that one. There were still some moments though, which was great. I mean, you sent me that amazing top to your face, where Usagi's like losing her mind.
Like one eye is fucking huge.
Yeah, and the other is like a dot. And there's fucking the bit I said with Sailor Mars be like, if I chic high heels, I'll punish you. And it's like click on the ground. Like some of that shit is just so good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like the goofy stuff from the anime feels like it would be out of place here, which is the thing I kind of was afraid of. But it's just there's not as much room for it because we've got stuff happening all the time, and we don't have as much. We're not falling back to formula.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I sent you one panel from like the final battle. That entire thing was fucking cool.
Yeah,
like that was good shit. They fucking ran people through with a sword.
There was a sword?
There was a fucking sword. Like 3 people got ran through. Shit was happening, dude. I was so like much more
Usagi
hyped.
Fucking in the past ran herself through with this fucking sword, so now it's cursed.
And then she does it again.
Yep.
Fucking goofy meme or whatever. I'll fucking do it again. It's good shit. I like that. I mean, at least so far. Our like twist ending. Our twist ending, that's right. I almost fucking forgot. Because in the anime, of course, like it goes back and it's like, oh no, they don't know each other. They have to meet again, and we got to do like another 6 character introductions that we've already had. And in the manga, they're like, what if Child Usagi had a gun?
Yes, no. Look, here's how I'll describe it. In the anime, it's like winning comes at a cost. You're gonna have to deal with it. You know, they won the day, but you know, something was lost. They've lost their memories. They all died, but came back. They got to come back. In the anime, it's just like, no, we're fine. It's take more than that to kill us. And it's like, all right, wipe your hands, happily ever after. Oh wait, Usagi hears this toddler, and she's gonna fucking shoot you with this fucking gun.
It's just an I was so taken aback because it's just an actual like pistol. It's just a fucking like Glock or whatever. It's so good.
No, when I was looking at like, okay, where's this cut off, and I saw that page, I was so happy. I was like, this is the perfect place to end this.
It's fucking amazing, dude. Just unreal.
What a fucking good cliffhanger. Holy shit.
It's amazing.
Because, like, you get to the end of season 1 of the anime, you're like, okay, that could be an ending. The show could end here. You get to the end of this, it's like, that's not the fucking end. There's no way that is the end. I mean, there's a 0%, -5% chance that this is where the story ends. Because, I fucking know about the toddler with the gun. What are you serious?
Yeah, man.
God. Falls on Usagi's neck.
Yeah, dude. You're not Usagi, I'm Usagi. Pulls out a gun.
No, I'm Usagi. Oh, you're Usagi. And fuck.
Would the real Usagi be walking around unstrapped? Oh my god.
So fucking funny.
It's very
so good.
There was one thing that I was pretty sure was a change, but I couldn't remember if it was addressed in the anime, and I just forgot.
Sure.
Are our 4 heavenly warriors or whatever the hell, them kind of like being good and being converted? Was that's different, right?
Yeah, they didn't bother with that.
Okay, that's
just fuck those guys.
I was pretty sure.
I think it's implied that, like, you know, they were just like the generals of the Guardians of Earth or whatever, but no, that
I couldn't.
They don't get anywhere close to like showing that they were brainwashed or like the idea that they could be redeemed or anything. But although on the other hand, they also don't like imply like pairing them up with the Sailor Guardians, which is like the one thing from the manga I don't like. There's like one color splash page of just like all the generals paired up with one of the Zenshi. I'm just like, no, none of this. Get out of here.
Why don't you like the pairing?
I hate it. I just don't like it.
Meh.
Fuck those guys.
They're brainwashed.
Fuck those guys. They're just rocks.
They're just rocks. Yeah.
Fucking get in the way of shipping Jupiter and Amy or whatever.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, no, that was the thing. I miss so much of Jupiter's shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think about the little sequence where I forget what she's talking about in the anime, but where she's like leaning against the wall and the dude walks by and we get the great animation of her head just turning. Think about that like once a day. Just so good.
She gets her flower hurricane move in the manga. That she just
yeah,
because everybody only has like one attack.
I love the little explanations for some of the stuff, like the translator notes, and they were talking about how like thunder and like wood are like part of the same element or whatever. So like that's why she has some of the flower shit. I'm like, wow, I didn't think you could make her much better, but you did it. You really went out there and gave her a plant attack.
They played more. That's why she has the flower earrings, dude. It was all there.
She still picked up
instead of just literally throwing her earrings at people.
Yeah,
it's just a normal person.
I'm so glad that we got to see her like pick up a dude and just like wreck him or whatever.
That's important.
Yeah, it's highly necessary. Also, Sagi, the scene that was also in the anime, the bit with her eating when she's like a new student and Sagi rolls up like, holy shit, that looks delicious. And she's like, are you hungry? Oh, no, I don't eat that much.
I don't really eat food.
And then it's her just devouring the rice balls or whatever.
And like, Usagi just keeps insisting she's not really an eater.
And then the next page, she's like double fisting rice balls.
That's like right. We don't get Usagi double fisting ice cream cones in the manga either.
That's true. Yeah, there's so many of those interactions are just too fucking good.
Yeah, it's the thing. The Sailor Moon, the filler stuff, the Sailor Moon anime is really good.
Yeah.
So, unlike filler with some anime, some series,
You know what neat thing I liked about the manga? There wasn't the fucking hot tier negative a billion out of 10 arc with fucking Naru. Ugh, I was worried.
See,
I was worried.
You hate that, but you're fine with the manga like implying that all those characters are paired up with girls who are the same age as Naru.
I mean, like, whatever.
It's
like
the same. It's not. I'm just saying.
I didn't take it to be that hard of a pair.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to be upset at one thing,
maybe they were just doing like equivalents.
You just like it when it's patterns matching.
I like it. How dare my brain like the idea of a balanced, symmetrical thing. Maybe that's just they were like paired up like tournament style. Like you have to fight your color first.
That is not what that drawing is implying.
No, that's like you're just not reading between the lines. It was all about fighting. Either way, it was nice not to have to deal with that.
Sure.
Look, dealing with a loose implication on a page easier than watching it play out over the course of however many episodes.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, the thing that the thing that I really liked was the shit with Tuxedo Mask just felt so much better and less
Sure.
weird. Like, even, I mean, they kept the, like, bit where Usagi's like, man, I'm parched. I need a drink. She fucking slugs a martini or whatever the hell was on the table.
It's not kept. It's this was in the manga, and then the anime is adapting it. Whatever. It's not like
Okay, you know what I mean, though.
there are manga that come after the anime. This isn't one of them. You're kind of in tandem.
I know that. I just don't think about it when I'm speaking.
Sure.
The thing that was in the manga that I was hoping would not be in the manga with the drink. Yeah.
So he's like,
But
gets fucking buzzed and then passes out.
But
the Tuxedo Man is like,
I'm not.
this is my true love.
I'm not
Better kiss
saying.
her.
I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's like okay, because that's like highly cursed. Unless you're in a relationship where that sort of thing is consented to beforehand, like you do you. But the fact that they've been, even from like the absolute start, like they just were putting more emphasis on like them being drawn to each other, and there was like more, we had less of Asagi like juggling between like three people or whatever. Like she meets Tuxedo Mask and like just kind of hones in on that for the most part. I'm not saying that scene was good, but at least there was slightly more of a connection when it happened, and we had like more about them being inexplicably drawn to each other. It made it feel less worse, at least.
Sure.
And just overall,
they are the miracle romance.
Yeah. And I found that better in general, like them being just drawn to each other and just, I don't know, kind of rolling with it more.
I like that he just figured out who Usagi was like way quicker.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, we get him, he name drops the silver crystal like on his first panel or whatever. Like it was immediate. Yeah. And that's when I knew this whole thing was going to be like different.
Oh man. I'm just thinking about the Tokusatsu, the way it starts.
Dude, now I'm ready. I'm like ready. Like now I've watched the anime. I've read the manga. I'm like, I'm ready for the next iteration. Like, hit me with it.
Yes. No, the Tokusatsu is like, again, very different in a bunch of ways, but still doing the same story. I'm pretty excited.
I would expect. Yeah, I'm actually pretty pumped now. I'm glad. Like I've fallen very comfortably into like the Sailor Moon stuff, which is nice. Like I'm ready. I'm ready for all of it.
Pretty good. I think the big thing, like Venus comes off way better in the manga, which I'm not
100%. Yeah, no, I like, because the whole time as soon as we saw her, I was like thinking about the Sailor V manga and like how that led in. So that made sense. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if they were gonna.
It was mostly like there were a few chapters of it. I think it was like literally one chapter before, and then was kind of intermittent but concurrent with the first couple years. Sailor Moon for most of it, and then the very end, a couple, like if some of the last chapters came out later, after Sailor Moon was over. I think.
The one thing
I looked at it, but it's hard. The thing I want, like when each chapter came out, and all I could find were dates on like the collected volumes.
Oh, okay, yeah. There was one thing I understood like on a very basic plot level, but I didn't get the reasoning for it. Why do we think Venus is Princess Serenity at first?
She just lies.
But like she
just says she is.
Oh, and that gives
because she like literally she says she is in the manga. She says she is, but she's lying to try and like keep Usagi protected a little longer.
Okay, see that's what I was thinking. I'm like the only reason I could see this being a thing is like if it's to keep the real princess under wraps, but they never really mention it, so I just wanted to confirm.
No, but, they say like.
do they?
our plan was to keep her protected.
Oh, okay.
That like
That slipped my
keep it secret.
Slipped my brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of dumb because it doesn't
It's
really matter.
That's the thing. Like, it didn't really seem like it had any effect. Like, in theory, it's a good plan.
It mostly just like confused Usagi.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, 100%. Like, all it did was lead to a few pages of her, like, still just loving Tuxedo Mask, and Tuxedo Mask being like, "Oh, Serenity, that name sounds familiar."
Yeah. But like they're still just so drawn to each other completely that it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, no, they don't even. There's not even like a bit of like, wait, is this the wrong girl? Like, am I drawn to this girl
No.
and it's not the princess? It's like, nah, we're
No.
still just like really into each other.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I like the little bit with shit. Who's the arcade boy? Mako, somebody.
Fuck.
Starts with an M.
It does start with an M.
They all start with M. That's the fucking problem.
Uh-huh.
That guy. When
Yes.
Endymion comes back and just like fucking disappears Endo or whatever, and he's like, "I'm your best friend, Endo."
Yes. Well, it's so funny because like, you know, the manga doesn't bother making those characters friends.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, we got no time for Mamoru to have like literally any friends. He has 0 people in his life.
Yeah.
So that's partially why he gets drawn to Sailor Moon so quickly. He has literally no other human beings in his life.
I found it interesting that when he was doing the little like, "Oh, this is my friend, I'm Endo, blah blah blah," like he says he's a college student, so that's where that comes from. But like, of course he had to lie about it. How would he be friends with what's his name otherwise?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get the I think, unless I'm forgetting, we didn't get the bit with Luna. Like, turns out she's been following orders from Artemis the whole time. It was a little sad.
No, it's more like Venus and Artemis were like
Yeah.
together, not telling her stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of just Artemis having gaslit her and then like just having kept going with it because he didn't know how to stop.
Yeah. I mean, that was such a good fucking reveal, though.
Toki, that's that guy's name.
I'll forget it.
Or
again by
in the
end.
English dub, he's Andrew, I guess.
Andrew. Holy shit. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I really liked Luna in this. She was like how she was drawn, like just super cute. A lot of good like chibi cat scene sort of deals.
Yes. There's just like I just remember this one of Usagi just hugging her.
Yeah. That's the one I was thinking of.
So fucking cute.
Yeah.
Cat hug.
Dude, she gets like bopped on a wall. I was a little worried.
Sure.
Yeah.
Usagi steps on her. That's how
Dude, right. Yeah. She fucking, that's how they meet. That left my brain, but yes. God. Well, and it's like the notes or whatever said that was like some story. It's like following I forget, it's like some sort of myth or something. I don't know. But that was...
I thought it was an idiom.
Is it an idiom or a myth? It's something.
Pun.
I forget. Share your secrets.
It was the name of a piece of music.
Close enough. Myth, music, they both start with M. Yeah, I really enjoyed reading that shit because there's so much that I wouldn't have like picked up on otherwise. I mean, some of it's obvious, I guess,
Known in the United States as the flea waltz. In Japan, it's called I Stepped on a Cat. Or Neku Funjata.
Right.
Does indeed sound like stepping on a cat. Apparently. The music.
Don't they have like a thing? It says like, don't recreate the noise though.
Don't try that. Yeah. Don't step on a cat. Yeah, the translator the translator notes are good in these editions.
I like how they reference when they're talking about like the bun versus bumps, like that little bit, and they said like, oh, it's kind of a coincidence that like we can make this same pun in English, even though like the translators are naturally fond of the English dubs and meatball head. It's good stuff.
Good shit. It's just good.
Yeah, man. Like there was enough good panels to like capture my attention. I went back and looked. There were like some of the one I sent with like the big like almost Kamehameha blast that we have, and like some of the ones where it's like in the distance. I forget who it was. I forget if it was Jupiter or Mars, but there was one. It was like a very tall panel, and it like, you know, it's just like the classic kind of silhouette at the bottom and like drawn sky or whatever up top, and I'm like, this is good shit. This is what I'm here for. So
yeah, it's like it's pretty. Again, it's like pretty different than the anime. There's stuff about, I would say, that's like core to what I like about the anime that's just not in the manga, but the manga is just also good.
Yeah.
So, you know, it like means it has different meaning to me, I guess, but it's just a good time.
Yeah, man. Like it's the
fast read.
It's the perfect like sort of thing that I like, where I can get completely different enjoyment out of a version of a thing. Love it. I don't know what else I gotta say on it. It's kind of I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the thing, because like there's stuff about like structure and blah 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 that the manga doesn't have. But
yeah, it was just it's just such a fast ride. I can't get over like how much it just bumped along.
Then everything was fine. Until
Everything?
that toddler busted out that gun.
Until a fucking holy shit! It's the kid that shot Omar.
Look, this is how your life goes. You meet the perfect partner, then a child shows up with a gun.
It's
it's
a tale as old as time. Younger you shows up. I'm just so fucking curious. First off, I'm curious to see where it goes. But I'm also, I'm curious to see where the anime goes. And I'm super curious to see if they coalesce into like the same plot line and how early that happens. Because that, like, I want to know how we get from like, oh, I need to meet my friends again. And then we also go from like, oh, my child self pulled a gun on me. And we end up at the same spot. Pretty much. I'm like, I'm very curious to move forward in both of those things.
Yeah,
and the
won't
live
be
action.
Anytime soon.
Yeah, no, just as I'm getting into it, gotta bust out the other shit.
Yeah, now we got to go through a whole third version of the story.
But it's good. It like keeps the hype a little bit. Lets me.
Yeah, this is definitely the kind of like, fucking, I gotta get back to this at some point.
Yeah. It keeps it simmering.
Mm-hmm. Instead of like actually finding out like how the cliffhanger of the anime resolves, here's just a completely different cliffhanger.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's the thing. Like at the end of the anime, like I was a little curious, but like that was kind of overridden by like, are we gonna do characters? Do we have to do like this? I don't want to do a re-meet the characters plot. Like I've been there before and it's fine, but I don't want to go back now. But now there's a kid with a gun. I'm like, okay, I need to know how everything resolves.
I mean, it's just gonna be more like, there's an evil and we have to defeat it.
I
It's
mean,
not,
yeah,
it's not gonna
no,
be that
of course.
complicated.
No, of course, but I want the specifics. I want
Sure.
the deets.
Need the serial number on that gun.
I need to know who it's registered to and how a child got it.
It's just like so jarring to have a realistic looking pistol.
Yeah, just a fucking regular gun.
Fucking fantasy comic.
Yeah. Also, knowing the character Usagi, like the idea of any form of Usagi holding a gun is like just ridiculous. Oh man. But I think reading through the manga also like it enhanced how I feel about the anime.
Sure.
Cause like, it's like distance makes the heart grow fonder or whatever. I'm like, man, like the outfits and character interactions and shit are just so fucking good. And like, I'm stoked to get more of that when we get back to the anime. Just made me realize how much I like that.
Like again, like I was always going to go to the anime first just because of like the reason I just encountering it in the wild first, like on TV, but then also wanting to deep dive in it because of the Ikuhara thing. But like if I had read the manga first, I wonder what my relation, like how it would change my perspective, because I feel like I'm bringing a lot of my feelings about these characters from the anime to this comic.
Yeah.
And I wonder if I do with some of the lack of characterization parts. I wonder how much I'm filling in, just because I like this whole crew.
Oh, I don't even need to wonder. I was filling in a shitload.
Yeah.
Like every time, I don't know, not that like, it's not like we got so many scenes where you could like, oh wait, no, this thing happened in the anime, as far as like little specific details go, but I was constantly thinking of that.
Yeah. I guess I am in one way I am doing it backfilling the other way in terms of Sailor Venus, because I just knew about that thing. That I
got it.
I guess that is weirdly going the other way.
I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
it was. I mean, it's probably because there was already the manga, but I'm glad they just didn't reference any like police shit at all, or any of like Venus's backstory again, as opposed to like ruining it.
Sure. I like the way that
the anime
that
was
really
so fucking dumb. Like it was just
yeah.
That's probably, I mean, aside from like the Naru thing, that's probably the only place where it really fell flat. But like that's the one thing that previously, right? They fuck it up. So I don't know. It was nice just getting to let her exist exactly as we know from her own manga, which again makes sense.
Although she's like way more serious and on the ball here than she was in the Sailor V manga.
I think,
but just the whole nature of this story.
But that's because wouldn't that be because like, I mean, like canonically or whatever, like she was awoken first as like a guardian. Because at the end of
she's
her
done
thing,
all
like,
her Sailor V shit already. Like, she's just been doing this for a much longer time.
Yeah, she's got the silly out of her system.
She's murdered all the men she's ever loved.
She's killed enough people that like she's not making, she's not having a good time anymore.
She's not fucking around, okay? Oh, that scene is so fucking good.
Yeah.
I've killed every man I've ever loved with my bare hands or whatever.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And then she gets a sword.
Dude, the sword was such a necessary
Fucking
addition.
straight up King Arthur sword.
Dude, yeah, just like pull it out of the thing.
It's the Z sword all over again. Just gotta smash it, and then some fucking wizard will pop out.
God, I love a good sword and a stone, you know? It's a fucking like the oldest trope in the book, but I am absolutely here for it.
I would describe the Z sword as a bad sword. Stone.
No, that was good. The idea
No,
is
it
still
was a
great.
good story, but the sword itself,
Oh, just like
it's not. Yeah.
yeah, okay. I gotcha. I mean, be- maybe slightly better. Some deep cut knowledge from the game Hamtaro, Ham Heartbreaks. They do the same thing. They build it up. There's like this sword and a stone, and you have to like fight this little demon Ham who's making people feel grumpy. And you eventually get to the point in the story, you do enough of this shit where you get to like pull the sword out of the stone. It's a spoon. It turns out it's a fucking big spoon with like a sword hilt. Yeah. Kid me was so disappointed. I was ready for the fucking mystical sword, and instead it's like a big fucking spoon, and you don't even get to hit anyone with it. It's just like an artifact or whatever.
Damn.
Yeah.
I did like how like there was no primacy given to the person who actually pulled the sword out in this case.
Yeah, it was just
like, yeah, it belongs to all of you. So, you know.
yeah, just pull it out.
When Venus finds like it's too heavy for a second, then Jupiter can just fucking grab it out of her hand.
Dude, it's so
attack
good.
with it.
It's so good.
And then like Venus just has it again, and it doesn't make sense. It's back in her hands.
Yeah, I don't know, man. She's the chosen carrier or whatever.
Yeah, it's just like the handoff off panel.
The most important fucking thing is that people got stabbed with the sword.
That's true. They stabbed the shit out of Queen Beryl.
If you have, that's like, you know, it's Chekhov's gun or whatever. It's Isagi's sword. If you show a sword, somebody better get stabbed. I don't care who it is. But blood must run.
True.
But yeah, no, they stabbed the shit out of Beryl with it.
Yeah.
That panel was great.
Giant Queen Metalia emerging out of a flower like we did in the anime. Metalia is just like an evil, like,
vague
monster. Just evil, like pure evil.
Yeah, just a vague
shadow force.
Yeah. It was, I mean, her specific stuff was like maybe slightly less interesting. Not less interesting, but like I really liked how the anime handled like the Guardians doing their shit, which we still, you know, we still got, but like I think the imagery in the anime around that bit was
I really impactful. Prefer the finale of the are essentially like one by one fucking dying, and Tsukagi's like, fucking stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
I just think that's better than like that it resonates more with me, whereas like this was cool but like is kind of disposable in that same way.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like I'm not going to think about this, but it was like a blast to read through kind of thing. Like it's just not going to stick with me in the same way that part of the anime will.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that fucking...
Partially also because, like, that part of the anime made me think of other things that, like, are building on that kind of thing. Of, like, you know, putting more tragedy into the
what?
Shoujo stuff. Yeah.
Whoever put tragedy into shoujo shit? This is the one and only, man.
Says everyone who first watches their first tragic shoujo. This is the one.
This
This is
is-
the one that does it.
This is the one. It's so different.
Yeah. It's so subversive.
Turning into a car is subversive. That's true innovation.
That's just an extension of the themes that were already there.
Of course.
Extension of
I
the
love-
car theme.
I love that it fucking works so well as like from like an English literature bullshit stance. Because you can absolutely, like, she's the vehicle by which, like, it's all this shit. But, like, just the fact, didn't you say, like, he had to fucking push for it? Like, people were like, maybe we shouldn't. He's like, if we don't do it, like, I can't be held responsible or whatever.
I don't remember.
I feel like I remember we, like, looked it up when we were talking about it.
An interview.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie was written by the writer of Redline, so
yeah, there it
I
is.
believe in his heart, he just wants to see he just wants to see the protagonist drive a car really fast and then kiss someone at the end. That's like the most important thing in the world to that writer. For what I can tell.
That's a pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I'm here for it.
Like going really fast and then getting a little kiss. Pretty good. That's a good way. It's a good story. Good structure for your tale.
Yeah. Good shit. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's a podcast.
I think I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but like we covered.
It's just a thing that's good.
Yeah, it's solid. I think, okay, so if somebody said that they wanted to check out Sailor Moon and they had no preference as to the medium, do you think you'd recommend the manga or the anime and avoid?
In a void?
Like, obviously, if it's a person you know to like reading things more, like maybe you'd go for the manga or whatever.
Yeah.
But like just between the two. It is difficult for me.
It's hard. Because I want to say the anime, but honestly, by my standards for what I would think, how I think I would recommend something, which is like, what's the like pour the shit in your veins version, like the one that's like gonna require less time investment, but you getting the thing out of it.
Yeah,
that's the manga.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just a less time commitment to blow through this part of the manga than it is to watch all those episodes of the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
But like also I would say like, check out the my like cheating answer is do what we did, which is just check out the anime and read the Codename Sailor V manga so you have a little perspective.
Yeah.
And because that doesn't have an anime adaptation. So there's no other way to get that stuff.
I'm biased, of course. Like, I really like how we did it. Doing from someone who like had not a ton of interest and had not experienced much of it ever, like doing the V manga and then the anime and then the Sailor Moon manga. Like, this was a super good order. I mean, obviously, if you're recommending something, you're gonna fucking have a conversation. Like, do you like outfits and fun interactions? And don't mind Enemy of the Week?
Okay, here's what I do. First, I send them to the outfit Tumblr.
Yeah.
This is do it for you? Okay, then just watch the anime. like why do you want to watch Sailor Moon?
Yeah, what are you looking for out of this?
If you're looking for plot, read the manga. If you're looking for a series where the main character is the comic relief, if you're looking for outfits, if you're looking for a little bit more gay shit,
yeah,
go with
dude,
the
like
anime.
100%. I was surprised that wasn't in the manga also, by the way. The stuff with whatever ites they were. So Zoite? Is it Zoite?
Zoisite
and
Kunzite.
whoever. Right.
Yeah, their whole thing.
I was very
just not in the
surprised.
manga.
Yeah. Like, not even a reference or anything.
Nope.
Um,
That's also worse.
I,
That is
I actually saw a topical like screenshot of a Tumblr post just yesterday about this. Like as I had finished the manga, and it was someone being like, I find it hilarious that some people think like uh Western wokeness has influenced like Japanese manga and anime in terms of like gay shit being in it. Meanwhile, the Sailor Moon like anime eventually got too gay to fully censor, and like it became a problem.
yeah.
Like they could only do so much.
When you get to the characters that, like, Naoko Takeuchi, just when she was telling the anime staff how to write them, she was just like, they're married.
Dude, I'm looking forward to all that shit.
Yeah, no, that is the funny thing. Like, if you're looking for like the gay shit from Sailor Moon people like talk about, it's like Uranus and Neptune, and they don't show up for like 100 episodes. To the anime.
Yeah.
Like it just takes a while to get there.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to, I've been listening to this podcast go through Tenna,
Yeah.
and they were before they did Tenna for just like magical girl stuff. They did this other show because one of the hosts, it was just like her pull for it. Magical Girls Ray Earth. I don't remember the full title. Ray Earth is the thing. And then and then she was just like, I kind of want to do Sailor Moon, but it's just so much. And I was just laughing.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, that's true. It is a lot.
There's a lot there.
I think it's like at one point she was like, it's like 100 episodes or something. It's like it is that is half true.
Yeah. Meanwhile, us doing Dragon Ball.
Exactly.
It's only like 300 episodes.
Yeah, man.
For the first
once you're
two
in,
things.
it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
like that gets there's like, that's why this stuff is for, teenagers and young adults, because like you just get in that zone where you have the free time to just fucking obsess and burn through this shit.
Yeah. I
At
mean,
an abnormal rate.
I think going forward with Sailor Moon stuff, I think it's gonna speed up even more. Like I've fully settled. I've been settling this entire time.
Sure.
And now I'm like before, even at the end of the first anime season, like I was like, I'm pretty comfortable like doing like 4 or 5 in a sitting. Like that's about the sweet spot. And now I'm like, I could go for like 13 episodes in a night. Like that sounds nice.
Sure. I'm still gonna be doling out episodes at a slower.
Yeah.
pace
Oh
than
yeah.
Because when you're watching a subtitled thing as opposed to a dub thing,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, totally.
it's a different beast in that way. Even if you are fully invested in the Dragon Ball to the point of not multitasking or whatever. I don't know.
That was
Seems
nobody was more surprised than me.
It
Fine.
was,
Fine, fuck it. I'll turn off the game. I'm watching this now. Just haven't blinked in like 6 hours. I mean, the difference is the hype, because you're getting hype.
Yeah.
It's like a character getting stronger like every fucking episode. I need to see the apex of this.
That was a thing I was thinking about, where like if you were watching these shows, week to week or whatever, like Sailor Moon was the one to be watching week to week, but Dragon Ball is the show to fucking binge.
Yeah, I could see that easily, for sure.
Like the shonen style is just like where of like, you know, you're building hype for this fight or whatever. Like, it's on. Oh my god, I've watched that stuff week to week, and it just like, and if it slips up like once, you just hit a point where you're just fucking furious. Where like you just feel dicked around just enough, and you're like, fuck, I'm just fucking. Oh.
Yeah.
They just give you the wrong fight, and you're like, fuck you.
How dare you?
Whereas Monster of the Week, you know, it's just a new monster every week. It's just a fun.
Yeah,
just
no,
see your fucking.
is definitely
Just see the kids hanging out.
just a weekly dose, you know?
Yeah.
Man, now you just got me fucking thinking about how I've never been blue-balled harder in my life than by the late would-be tournament arcs in Dragon Ball.
I know.
Imagine watching that shit week to week and then finding out there's no tournament after all.
No.
Oh.
No, the one saving grace was when that shit was airing in America. At least it was fucking once a day.
Yeah, yeah.
At least it wasn't week to week by that point, because it had been over for so long that they were just putting it out in chunks and saying, every day of the week, when you get home from school, new Dragon Ball. Hell yeah.
Every day.
Getting one new Dragon Ball Z and one new original Dragon Ball for a while.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Good times.
Shit's good. There's a lot of good shit out there.
There is a lot of good shit. Anyway, I think that's a podcast. SaltCirclePodcast@gmail.com, SaltCirclePod at Twitter, Anchor.fm/SaltCircle. So our episodes are hosted, and I'm on Twitter at Comic Panels.
I ain't on Twitter.
You're free.
Well, yeah.
Free from Twitter.
I'm free from, other things have me chained. Fucking Reddit. Someday. The day that I am able to like not browse Reddit, if I can not do that for a week, like I don't know, it'll be like that movie where the chick uses like 100% of her brain. I'll become too powerful.
I can just laugh because I've never gotten addicted to Reddit. So I don't know that curse.
It's such a terrible curse.
I mean, fucking all social media is, though.
True. Yeah.
Look, I'm just here for fucking cat pictures and drawings of Godzilla monsters. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Peace.